To begin the part of our service in honoring and appreciating Jason Plotkin, it is my pleasure to invite Freddie Franks forward to represent the congregation with a gift.
Someone who's not here. Surprise, it's me. Oh, Jason, what a bittersweet evening this is for the congregation, for all of us. And what an honor it is for me to have been asked to make this presentation on behalf of the congregation. You have been such a light to this congregational family. During our dark pandemic days, who can forget trivia? Who knew that there were so many competitive Jews out there? We were all like forming teams and trying to figure out who had the best odds. But in every single thing you did, every moment of your day, whether you were working or at home, we, the congregants of this community, were on your mind and in your heart. And we know that, and we appreciated it. And we know that you will take all of that energy and love to Detroit, where we hope it doesn't freeze, because it's colder there. But not just you, Jason, your entire family, your wife, your child, your mother-in-law, your family became our family, and for that we are always grateful. So we have something for you. You're looking at me like you think it's going to pop out of here, but I promise you it's not. Like it is no trick, I promise. We have for you a challah board, lovingly made for you, a one of a kind, and the inscription on it says, Jason, Eliza, and Isaac, wishing you blessings always. Love, Congregation Emmanuel. And we hope on Shabbos, when you put that amazing challah that we know Eliza can bake, because she got the rest of us baking challah during pandemic, we hope that when you have that challah and you use that board, you think of us and know that we love you and we will always be here for you. And you can't have a challah board without a beautiful challah cover. So that is also from the congregation. Thank you for everything you've done for us, Jason. Love you.
Jason. I hope that those gifts are received and used by you and your family with all of the love with which they are given and offered this evening from the congregation. Tonight we are gathered to give you gifts, but also to recognize the gifts that we have received from you and from your family, from your work, and from your presence as a loving, devoted member of this community and of this congregation. What you mean to this place cannot be overstated. A couple of thousand years ago, the rabbis wrote a two-line saying about the combination of the sacred and the everyday. They taught, Im ein kemach ein Torah. Without the most basic needs of human sustenance, there can be no Torah. And at the same time, Im ein Torah ein kemach. If there is no Jewish learning in Jewish community, even the most basic needs of our sustenance become meaningless and unable to keep us around. Jason, that couplet is beautifully embodied by you and your work. You understand and immerse yourself in the details of everyday sustenance, the size of the linens and the color of the napkins, the placement of security and of balloons and lights, making sure that the tables are set and the bima is ready. This place is open for business for all who come here to learn, to pray, to gather, to gain comfort, and to celebrate. But at the same time, you are more than just an administrator. You are a faithful Jew. And the things that you do here are more than simply event planning and program creation. The things that you're doing here are designed to feed the life of the Spirit. Everything that you do here makes the Jewish lives of this community possible, richer and fuller. You let us live our Jewish lives through the way that you do your Jewish work. We are so grateful for who you are, for what you have done, what you have brought, and what you will continue to contribute to the Jewish world. So I want to invite you, and I would like to invite Eliza, and I would like to invite Isaac with me and the rest of the clergy for a special blessing in front of the ark. As we make our way up, I will invite your loving and faithful congregation to rise.
May the Eternal bless you and keep you.
May the light of God's presence shine down upon you and be very sweet and gracious to you.
May God's presence always remain near to you. May you, all of you, always be blessed by the greatest gifts God gives, the blessings of wholeness and goodness and peace. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. So strong. Please be seated.
So before I begin, Isaac, I did see the lights that you were thinking about, and don't worry, our good friend Shell will fix it. 9,407. That is how many days it has been since I last had the opportunity to address the congregation on Shabbat. Alongside me on the bima was my grandpa Bill, who's my bar mitzvah partner. In the pews, my 5-year-old brother Raymond. When I come sit in the sanctuary early on a Friday night before anyone comes in the room, my mind frequently leads me to those two, who I know are always watching over me. But as I prepared these remarks, I also think of Dolores Wilkenfeld, for who a 13-year-old version of myself was quite intimidating. One of the first stories that Eliza knew of this sacred community was just how intimidating Dolores made me feel. Can you imagine what she thought the first time she met Dolores? Who would guess that the adult version of myself would consider her a mentor and be proudly shown off at the annual B'nai Mitzvah parents meeting by Dolores as one of her star pupils? I hope my oratory tonight meets her approval as she watches this online. My bar mitzvah on this bima was certainly a turning point in how I identify as a Jew and would play a large role in becoming the Jewish professional that I am today. It launched me on a path to international BBYO service where I met Eliza and grew as a leader, and to Sam Houston where I started a Hillel and found my calling, even if not sports broadcasting as originally intended. Fast forward to 2013, Eliza and I love the New Orleans lifestyle, but we are looking for a change and to grow a family. And as luck would have it, Emmanuel was seeking change as well. They wanted for the first time an engagement professional. Outreach was the buzzword at the time, and it seemed up my alley. This was further verified when I came in quickly for my interview. I felt back at home, and the tables of Felt Hall were lined with New Orleans street signs for a Diane Pouchette planned sisterhood function. While I knew crawfish would not be on the menu later that evening, Those decorations and the familial feel of being back in this building served as a sign that we were making the right move. Not even a year into my tenure, I was presented an opportunity to become the program director of Emanu. I presumed the synagogue would have looked elsewhere and may have even had a few suggestions of my own at the time. But the leadership knew more than I did about my own capabilities. More importantly, I had the blessing of Myra Lipper, who served in this role for 35 years. Myra entrusted me to continue her work, has gone out of her way to support me throughout my tenure, and truly gets credit for the foundation that the synagogue was built upon. Over the last 8+ years, Emanu has given me everything I've asked of it and more. Our 1,600+ congregational family entrusted me in navigating their highs, their lows, their social calendar, and much more. While some may view working as a synagogue as their place of work, it has always been my family's community. That made it even more important to be the smiling face at the door on Friday nights that knew everyone coming into the building, the person you can rely on for any answer and just knew would make your life cycle event go smoothly. It's been a team effort. It's always been the team behind and around me that makes this place special. While I wish I could thank everyone, I'm mindful of the time I've been provided and certainly am grateful to those who have stuck on time that we, and I personally, have allotted them over the years. That being said, I do want to call attention to some specific groups of people. When I needed to find a way to make something work or push the boundaries of what this facility could do, I would look no further than the team of Jose, Juan, Dolly, Luis, and of course our beloved Hattie. These individuals are the glue that can hold this place together and know more than any of us ever will about this building. COVID really changed a lot of how we function as a congregation, and bringing happenings to you wherever and however you're watching has been more critical than ever. The audio-visual team we have at Emanu is second to none. David, Nathan, Troy, and Paul each bring something different to the table that has allowed our synagogue, our programming, and more to stand out amongst the crowd. The crown jewel of our synagogue is our Becker and Helfman schools. As a parent of both programs this year, I'm thankful to both for launching Isaac's love of Judaism and play. Sarah, Stephanie, and their leadership teams have been excellent partners, and the schools are worth our congregants keeping an eye on. I've had the privilege the last few years of reading every single High Holy Day survey evaluation. It's been tough at times, but congregants could see from the pews or online how our clergy was truly a team. This group does a lot of visible work in front of our eyes, but even more valuable work behind the scenes when no one is watching. Our clergy has always valued my whole picture perspective and put their faith 100% behind my decision making. I am forever grateful. To the rest of the staff, both past and present, please know that you've each played a role as thought partners, collaborators, and of course, for being Isaac's extended family. Lastly, I'd like to thank my family. My mother-in-law, Madeline, as Freddie mentioned, came into this community during COVID and has been welcomed with open arms. As a lifelong Jewish professional, she has always understood, supported Annalisa and I through our work as Jewish professionals and lay leaders, and will be instrumental in our upcoming transition. My parents are the ones who brought me into this building, Emanu, as a child, and you might not know this, as an adult. My dad sent me the job posting, and I think he found it in the Emanu Bulletin. So for my parents who are always looking for credit, that's the credit they get. Time and time again, they have provided me with the tools to succeed and listened to me when that's all I really needed at the time. There's been a lot of listening lately, and I can't be more thankful for my parents. Isaac, when people are new here, or when I interviewed at Temple Israel, it was very important for me to explain the role you play in our synagogue. When you walked, and when we were in Michigan, the acting executive director, Mr. Stan, over to a light that was out during Shabbat, the new people got the message loud and clear. The problem going forward is in Michigan, the buck stops with your dad. Isaac, please be easy on me. But do please continue your love for being around a synagogue, and guess what? We're going to find all the hiding places at Temple Israel, you and me. And lastly, of course, Eliza, New Orleans, Houston, and now West Bloomfield. Wow, what an adventure. Next year, we will celebrate our 15th anniversary. We have been through a lot together, and every day I'm thankful to have you as my partner, friend, and spouse. You have taught us what it means to be an advocate for change, supported Isaac and I through all of our crazy, and loved us forward all the way. None of this would be possible without you. And then, of course, thank you to everyone here in the pews, online, and it's COVID, so however people are watching the replay of this during the time that's most comfortable for them. So I'll be forever appreciative of the support and the platform that my home, Congregation Emanu, has provided me in allowing me to make this jump and prepare for this transition. Thank you, and Shabbat Shalom.
So beautiful. Well, we have a special song for you. Pretty excited about it. You've got a friend in us. You've got a friend in us. When you're up in Michigan and you're miles and miles from your home in Houston, you just remember us and you will grin, 'cause you've got a friend in us. Yeah, you've got a friend in us. Jason, he was born in Houston, always loved to live here. Grew up at Emanu, a place that he held so dear. Now he's got a new job and it's time for him to leave us. So we say farewell, we hope that he'll come back and see us. Diddle-I, diddle-um. What a burger, chicken nuggets, ketchup on his french fries. These are all the foods that Jason needs in life to get by. Maybe add some birthday cake, just make sure it's vanilla. Then turn on the baseball game, you'll have one happy fella. He can show you Felt Hall, how many tables will fit there. When your guests come to sit there, they'll be happy as can be. Emmanuel, a perfect place for your event. Jason will show the way for your special day. You'll feel you're in a whole new world, it's true. Our Facebook is always glowing when Jason puts up a post. We love all the throwback Thursdays. Through history, he is our host. He tells us the stuff that's happening right here at Emmanuel. He helps keep us all connected. Now it's time to wish him well. In Michigan, down here it's hotter, way too much water. Here in Houston, we know you're not a winter guy, but then at least you will be dry. Hope you'll stay warm there when there's a storm there in Michigan. Do you want to go to Disney? Just ask Jason, he's your man. I did it. His family always loves it there. Beyond compare, he'll help you make a plan. Jason, you've always been our buddy through thick and thin. We're sad that you're going away. Maybe we'll meet up at Disney. It doesn't have to be at Disney. Okay, bye. Feel free to join us. Here we go. when you